Hello. What's better than this? Donald Trump, the America First warrior we were promised, sitting down with Fox News anchor Laura Ingraham, dropping a bombshell that makes everyone's heads explode. Saying we don't have talent here. We need foreign workers on H1Bs. Somehow Laura Ingraham pushes back on Donald Trump. Make it make sense. Saying we have plenty of talent here in the United States, but Trump doubles down. Incredible. What an incredible opportunity for Americans. Think about the future. We hire Latino workers to do the jobs Americans don't want to do. And now we can hire Asians to do the jobs Americans want to do. You might be asking yourself, what is there for me? You get unlimited streaming services to binge on, hooked on anti-anxiety meds to deal with your existential crisis of what to do with my life. And don't worry, your low-income housing will be provided by the government via Zohan Mondani. And don't worry, SNAP benefits have been turned back on. You can keep drinking your Mountain Dew and eating your Cheetos. This is the American dream. Don't build anything. Don't even try. Trying is hard. Trying is for suckers. Don't worry about education either. We flooded the American education system with the dumbest teachers imaginable. Where even if you fail, somehow, just somehow, you still succeed. Don't study. Don't learn. Because why would you? There's no jobs for you. You will win regardless of the outcome. Math and science are hard anyways. Why do you even need to learn math or science? We have AI. And you don't know how to read anyways. Don't worry about going to college. Don't you worry about going to college. They're full of Chinese students anyways. But we're gonna need you to do something when it comes to college. We need you to play sports. Sports are a wonderful way to show your American spirit and help you to stop focusing on the leadership in charge and start focusing on your fantasy football. Because God, that's way more fun than doing something hard with your life. The younger generations, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, will be screaming into the void, I can't find a job. I can't buy a home. I'm struggling with inflation. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps and think a little harder. We're gonna need influencers in this new economy. More than you've ever dreamed of. And well, until the AI takes over. You can sell your body online because that seems like the only path towards financial freedom. Amazing. No regret, just wealth. And don't have kids because the world is going to end anyways. Climate anxiety is real, and you should ruminate on that climate anxiety as much as possible. And people are wondering, while more Americans are feeling more nihilistic by the day and taking on more extreme opinions by the day, what did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? They were just going to keep putting up with this over and over? Donald Trump went on to Fox News, and even Laura Ingraham couldn't believe some of the words that were coming out of his mouth. I would love for Donald Trump to have a word with J.D. Vance about H1B visas, because he seems to have a different opinion. And then the smartest person in the Trump administration, Kristi Noem, known for her hair extensions and wild police chases. And I think, is she single? I can't remember. She doubled down on this whole visa thing, saying we're expedient, we're being more expedient with these things. Don't worry. Which brings me back to Vivek saying that actually Americans are lazy. It's not an IQ thing, they're just lazy. American culture venerated with mediocrity over excellence for way too long. At least since the 90s or longer. That doesn't start in college, it starts young. A culture that celebrates the prom queen over math Olympiad chap, or the jock over the valedictorian, which is a hard word to say when you've never been one. That will not produce the best engineers. So we have to go overseas because this American kids are too stupid. And we're not going to train them. I'm thankful for the older generations that have decided I don't want to actually engage with the younger generations and make the situation in America better. I don't want to raise up the next generation by training them. I want to stay in my position until I die and then hire H1Bs from foreign countries to fill those places. Because American Gen Z have a Gen Z stare that we can all agree is the worst thing in the whole world. I mean, look at that beard. New plans for housing that helps out boomers that I can't believe. But the real thing is, look at this. This is anger. Are you afraid of the revolution that's about to start in America? Because I am. Welcome to the show. We're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to talk about everything going on. We're going to discuss some of Donald Trump's clips that I can't believe he actually said. My mouse decided to stop working. Let's get into it. Let's have fun. And remember, we can't control any of this stuff. And so it's better just to freak out and make jokes about it than to actually care, because if you care, you might actually cry.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go lick the world.
Trust the government.
She sent in a little video for us. Oh. Here she is.
Hey, in spite of everything you've heard, and let me just make sure you all know that it's actually me. Say it's me.
Anti-woke.
Anti-woke?
Suck on this, Biden.
Would we the all of our... Folks stepping on them. There's that's black.
I wear heels. They're not for a fashion statement. They're for ammunition.
I may be a white boy, but I'm not stupid.
Begging for our enemies to penetrate.
What's up, guys? How are you doing on this lovely freaking day? I hope you're doing I hope you're having a great day. That's what I hope you're having. I hope you're having a wonderful freaking day. I know I'm having a great day. America, we're here together. We're here, we're queer, we're having a great day. Donald Trump is dropping bombs over Baghdad on Fox News. I can't believe my earballs. Make sure my chat is working. Everything seems to be up and going. Kristen, Jess, how are we doing on this lovely day? Rob, what's good? I'm gonna take a deep drink of my decaf coffee. Oh, decaf is hitting. Decaf always hits right. Decaf always hits so good. Oh, man, I hope you're having a great day. Sorry, I got pushed back a little later than normal. My computer decided to do a little update, And then it decided not to turn on for a while, and I was confused. I thought my computer decided to stop working, and I actually have to buy a new computer, but it turned back on. you know, well, there's a will, there's a way, how big is your God? How big is your freaking God? My God turns my computer back on. I don't know about your God. Okay. Okay. Pumpkin spice decaf. Yes. We're sophisticated women in this show. We're very sophisticated women. I'm a sophisticated woman as much as you. Let's take another drink. Let's take another drink for the kids. And yes, it is Zima in my mouth. For those about to receive. Okay, let's get into this. This might be a twofer day. It might be a twofer day, depending on what time I get back from my exam. Donald Trump is making huge waves all over the internet today with his interview with Laura Ingraham. I cannot believe that Laura Ingraham was pushing back on Donald Trump like this in my life. Donald Trump must be listening to way too many donors when it comes to this H1B thing. And it's sad to see people just give up on Americans. I feel like I remember a time during World War II that all the men were fighting during World War II, and women took up in the factories and built bombs and missiles. And they came from the kitchen to the missile factory. So Donald Trump seems to think that no Americans can figure out this whole technology thing. Listen to Donald Trump.
Republicans have to talk about it, Laura.
And does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
we have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't.
Come on, Donald. Donald, come on. Come on, dude. You're killing it. You're killing it for me. You're like destroying the whole MAGA movement for me. This whole thing about America first, and we're going on saying that no, Americans do not have enough talent here. Okay, then we need to prioritize creating more talent for Americans. We need to prioritize helping Americans feel like the possibility that they can learn anything. That's a problem on the older generations. That's a problem on the people in charge. We need to create a culture of people wanting to take up and learn new talents, as opposed to making them feel like there's no hope. Okay, because the people that I talk to that are in the technology side of American jobs, they all feel the same. They feel like all their jobs are going across seas. I'm seeing a lot of people in the tech sector actually losing their jobs to people across seas. And a lot of these people in these tech spaces or in these higher skilled spaces actually train these H1B workers, and then the H1B workers eventually take their jobs. And so we need to fix that instead of just putting a freaking Band-Aid on a problem, dude. That doesn't help anybody, bro. It's killing them.
Don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have certain talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put
How did we ever do it before?
Well,
I'll
give you an example. In Georgia, they raided because they wanted illegal immigrants out. They had people from South Korea that made batteries all their lives. Making batteries are very complicated. It's not an easy thing and very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems.
Yeah.
They had like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree on this. You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant, and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles. It doesn't work that way.
This idea of hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. And so you train them. you train them to do that sort of thing. You promise high-skilled jobs or high-paying jobs in these small areas in the world, and then you train them to actually be that. I mean, why is this such a hard thing to understand? I don't get it. I feel like Donald Trump is not in touch with his base anymore. And is just hanging out with too many of these donor classes, these higher CEO like types who are people that are CEOs or these higher positions. They love H1Bs. It makes them more wealthy. It makes them allowed to get a bigger stock bonus and helps them to raise their own wages. And then they don't have to actually train anyone, because let's just be honest, training people is hard. It is very hard. It's like one of my least favorite things, actually one of my favorite things to do, but it's also a hard thing to do, is train somebody to take your position or so that you move up in a company. People hate that feeling. People hate that feeling of training someone to take their own job. It makes them feel like they're useless or they're meaningless now. But we need to recreate that culture of American pride. I thought that was the whole thing of America First, was like, we're going to believe in you. We want you to take up these spaces. And all these foreign companies that were investing in America, we thought that this was going to bring jobs for Americans. It turned out it was the opposite. It just brought jobs from overseas to America. And then the state made more money, and they got more tax breaks or something. It's like that's the American we want. that's the America we want. I think Donald Trump is going to have a big issue with his base over this issue over H1Bs, and he's not going to hear the end of it. And so he has two choices: either to lean into this and try to figure it out and say, I apologize and I messed up and I need to change my rhetoric, or I need to change what I believe. Because if you ask his own vice president, he will tell you something completely opposite.
But I make a couple points about this. First of all, I've heard a lot of the criticisms, the fear that we're going to have a brain drain. If you go back to the 50s and 60s, the American space program, the program that was the first to put a human being on the surface of the moon, was built by American citizens, some German and Jewish scientists who had come over during World War II, but mostly by American citizens who had built an incredible space program with American talent. This idea that American citizens don't have the talent to do great things, that you have to import a foreign class of servants and professors to do these things, I just reject that. I actually think we invest in our own people, we can do a lot of good. You've heard that criticism in particular as the president has talked about cracking down on foreign student visas, and they're
actually, we're putting 600,000 Chinese visas now.
Abuses, but I think that's actually an opportunity for American citizens to really flourish. And here's the second. But
I am deeply concerned about this administration. I'm deeply concerned about Republicans losing in the upcoming midterms, and Donald Trump just getting impeached over and over again, and then him becoming a lamed up president. I can just feel that energy. So he needs to change it up. There is reports of Donald Trump going around America and giving like economic speeches. Like, we don't need another speech. You might get actually heckled if you do that, dude. J1 visas too. Yeah, exactly. Okay, and here's Kristi Noem saying, like, actually, we need to speed up the process of these visas, and we need to find the best people. It's like, why not just kind of encourage Americans to become the best person? Don't you want to create dreams for American kids? Don't you want to create... The best way to create more stability for us as Americans and us as a country, and for the younger generations not to become so freaking violent, is to give them vision, to give them an idea of what being an American actually is, and then they can live up to it. I mean, this is not the vision. What is this vision? That's the vision I'm feeling like right now. I feel like this generation is continuing to be more violent and more extremist because they see what the Republican Party is doing, or conservatives are doing. It's like, what are we actually conserving? We're importing our conservative values and then expecting America not to change. You import a bunch of people from third world and it starts to act like a third world. Doesn't that make sense?
What is the administration's position on these visas?
No, we're going to keep using our visa programs. We're just going to make sure that they have integrity, that we're actually...
Exactly. And don't you feel good about that? Oh, that's the wrong one. Don't you feel good about that? We're going to have integrity. That's some integrity weed. We're going to have integrity. We're going to have integrity. Stacy Kublik directed the greatest achievement in human history. It was completely fake. Think about how fake our world is, bros. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to have integrity. We're going to have integrity, and that's all that matters.
We're just going to make sure that they have integrity, that we're actually doing the vetting of the individuals who come into this country, that they want to be here for the right reasons, that they're not supporters of terrorists and organizations.
Right. Yeah, that's what we care about. We got to stop importing all these terrorists. How about we just stop importing people, period? Maybe let's take a little break for a while. Let's figure out what's going on in our own house. It's always like a cat call. It's always like, you hear that? We're not going to import terrorists, so you should be happy about it. It's like, okay, what about all these people that are just like taking high-paying jobs, and these companies are paying them low minimum wage in order to fulfill these jobs, aka creating a more serf society and giving the American people to feel kind of hopeless. Visas equals America last. It's just like you're putting a Band-Aid on a problem. And it's like, Donald Trump's right. There's a problem. We don't have enough skilled workers to fulfill these positions. Okay, sure. Okay, then let's fix that problem. He's like, no, we need to put 600,000 Chinese students in these universities, because if we don't put these 600,000 Chinese students in these universities taking up Stanfield, these Chinese students aren't coming for gender degrees. That's what we're doing, okay? These Chinese students are coming for STEM field. They're coming for science, they're coming for technology, they're coming for real stuff, stealing our ideas, stealing our innovation, taking it back to China, and then making it better. That's what's happening. But it's like we have to do it, or our universities that are far leftist, Marxist institutions will actually fail. It's very sad. Called the moon on his rotary phone. Yeah, losing jobs to AI and visa holders. It's a very bleak future, and Gen Z can feel that. Gen Z is some of the most nihilistic people I've ever talked to. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason these Gen Zers feel very nihilistic. It's not that they just have some kind of issue. Always listen to people when they talk. Okay, why do people feel that way? If they don't know, maybe you figure it out.
Who come into this country, that they want to be here for the right reasons, that they're not supporters of terrorists and organizations that hate America. And that's what I think is so remarkable is under the Trump administration, we've sped up our process and added integrity to the visa.
We sped up our process and added integrity. Can you feel that? Can you feel that? Can you feel that, America? Can you feel that we sped up the process? Hey, here in America, we'll speed up your visa process, and we'll add a bit of integrity with it. This sped up process mixed in with a little bit of integrity really gets the people going. Amen. A little bit of integrity. Just a little bit of integrity.
Terrorists and organizations that hate America. And that's what I think is so remarkable is under the Trump administration, we've sped up our process.
I hope her face doesn't crawl away. Yeah, that's one of the funniest things South Park has done this season.
And added integrity to the visa programs, to green cards, to all of that. But also, more people are becoming naturalized under this administration than ever before. More people are becoming citizens.
It's like, do you not know your base at all?
Because we're not just streamlining and building some processes back into our immigration policies. We're also
come on, Rob,
making sure that these individuals that are coming into our country and get that privilege, that they actually are here for the right reasons.
Yeah, you better be here for the right reasons. What's the right reason? Taking American jobs? Those are the right reasons. You come here, you work a job that Americans refuse to work. It's like, okay, I just don't believe that. I'm sorry that I just have more hope for the American spirit than these people just refuse to work these jobs.
The Biden administration let thousands of terrorists into this country. They opened the southern border. They abused our asylum programs, abused our protective programs and visa programs, and we fixed all of it. It's remarkable what President Trump has done, and it's because he's a great leader. He's a visionary, and this man is going to go down as a legend in history as our greatest president ever.
Madam, what is...
Just absolutely depressing to see. I mean, ask this guy. He does a lot of like, what's his name? Palmer Luckey. In charge of a lot of things. and listen to him talk about H1Bs.
Of course, there's so much H1B abuse. You would not believe what I saw when I was in Silicon Valley. It is insane. It's obviously a program to try and replace U.S. workers with basically slave labor that can't ever escape. The H1B abuse is crazy. Of course.
Yeah, exactly. You got to do it, though. You got to do it. These companies will fail. Okay, and then listen to this about when it comes to Chinese students.
Of foreign students in the United States. We have about 350,000 Chinese. One point during COVID, you were going to, push to, get them out, but that was pulled back. You've said as many as 600,000 Chinese students could come to the United States. Why, sir, is that a pro-MAGA position when so many American kids want to go to school?
Good question.
And there are places not for them, and these universities are getting rich off Chinese money.
Sure. Never said about China, but we do have a lot of people coming in from China. We always have, China and other countries. We also have a massive system of colleges and universities. And if we were to cut that in half, which perhaps makes some people happy, you would have half the colleges in the United States go out of business.
So what?
You would have half the... God, this is such... I hate this talking point so much. So if we don't have Chinese people coming to America, if we don't have our Chinese people coming to America, then these institutions will go out of business. How about these institutions need to change their model in which they institutionalize? What if we did that? What if we made college cheaper? What if they actually had to lower their prices so that more kids could afford it? Or maybe we just make it better for the kids to go to these colleges and go into fields like STEM. Because when these Chinese kids that come to America to come to these American colleges and go to these STEM schools, it's taking a seat away from an American kid. Why are we prioritizing this? Because it makes America and these institutions a lot of money. But I'm like, let's think about long-term effects. Let's do that. Rob says, I worked at Google in 2015. The H1Bs from India was absolutely staggering. Dude, I'm telling you, I know so many people in the tech field, especially programmers or people in security and all kinds of stuff like that. And the things that they say about the H1B situation and how many jobs are overseas, or they're like, Derek, I feel like I'm the only American that works in my department, and all of the people work at different hours, and it's hard to communicate with them, and it takes me forever for projects. And when I do communicate with them, there's like cultural barriers that's like hard to understand. It's like, why would an American want to work at those places? But they're the highest paying jobs.
Well, I think that's a big deal.
Are they fans
You would have the
of the United States?
Yeah, but you would have, as you know, historically, black colleges and universities would all be out of business.
Black colleges? Whoa. How many Chinese people are in black colleges? They're all these Chinese kids are going and joining the drum line. Have you ever seen the movie Drumline? Just watched it the other night. One of the greatest movies to ever be created in the history of mankind. Drumline with Nick Cannon. A story about a young, talented male with a high ego getting checked, made fun of, brought down to small, building back up, creating friends, creating a future, and learning about teamwork and destroying the competition. It's a wonderful American film.
You would have a system of colleges and universities would go down the tubes.
So we're dependent on China to keep our university system going?
But I think it's good to have, I actually think it's good to have outside countries. Look, I want to be able to get along with the world.
They're not the French, they're the Chinese.
We have to get along with China. Okay, we have to take these students or else China will turn their backs on us.
They spy on us, they steal our intellectual property.
So what? So what?
The French, they're the Chinese. They spy on us, they steal our intellectual property.
Do you think the French are better?
Yeah.
Yeah, they smoke cigarettes and eat baguettes. Have you ever hung out with a French guy? It's awesome. They have mustaches. They wear that striped t-shirt everywhere. I don't even know what that is. It looks like something from a jail cell. These are great people.
Really? I don't know. I'll tell you, I'm not so sure. We've had a lot of problems with the French where we get taxed very unfairly on our technology.
We should go to war with France then. If France is a bigger issue than China, let's go to war with France. Let's take them out. Let's take their shores again.
With, they put 25% taxes on American products. Look, assuming everyone treats us badly, because that's the way I am, but we take in trillions of dollars from students.
We need their money. Okay, I have to say it. Geez, yeah, I know exactly. Well, that's what it is. These institutions need the money. Have you seen colleges in today's world? Colleges in today's world are like cities. And once they become that big, they need that machine to keep going. They can't have all these amazing facilities and then only take in American money. They need a Chinese money. But I'm like, these institutions need to be changed. They need to be squeezed because they become a huge machine that pumps up crap all the time.
Students pay more than double when they come.
All mimes. Yeah, they are all mimes.
Coming from most foreign countries. I want to see our school system thrive. But at the same time, I know you and I disagree. Yeah. We're never going to agree on it, but that's okay. And it's not that I want them, but I view it as a business. We have millions.
Yeah. America is a business, okay? I feel like I can turn back on the country. America. We're not a country. We're a business. And business is good. Except if you're American. Sorry. We can't take your yuan money here. We need your yuan money at our colleges. These colleges will fail without Chinese money. Think about how good the Chinese have been for our television and movies, and especially places like Disney. Hasn't Disney gotten better over the years? Think about all the classics Disney's has put out within the last 10 to 15 years with all that sweet, sweet yuan money. I can't think of one, but I bet you can. We have to take their money.
Millions of people. Also, I want to get along with countries if possible. People are shocked. Remember, Hillary Clinton said, we'll be in a war. I stopped 8 wars in the last 9 months. I don't want to be in wars. If I am in a war, we're going to win the thing fast, and it'll be violent.
Oh, my God.
But you know what? I don't want to be in wars. But one thing.
It's going to be violent. Yeah, you hear that, Venezuela? We're coming for you, dude. Venezuela, I don't know why I hate you, but I hate you. Okay? These colors don't run. We're coming for Venezuela, and we're going to attack you, and we're going to attack you hard, and it's going to be violent. Maduro has got to go. Okay? That's a new word on the street. Maduro has got to go. And I don't know why, but I know he needs to go. Okay? Because I know I'm struggling to purchase my first home at a whopping 55 years old. But Maduro needs to get gone. Amen to that. Amen to that. What's up, Curious Georgia?
You don't want to cut half of the people, half of the students from all over the world that are...
Oh, great. We're cutting Chinese people in half. We're bringing Chinese children into America and putting them in our college institutions and cutting them in half. It's like the Frankenstein movie all over again. It's like the literal Frankenstein movie.
I don't want to be in wars. If I am in a war, we're going to win the thing fast, and it'll be violent. But you know what? I don't want to be in wars. But one thing, you don't want to cut half of the people, half of the students from all over the world that are coming into our country, destroy our entire university and college system. I don't want to do that.
I wouldn't lose any.
And don't forget, MAGA was my idea. MAGA was no.
That's right. That's right. Even if he strays away from MAGA's principles and the idea behind MAGA, he's still MAGA. Okay. I love that cope. I created MAGA, and I can make it whatever I want. I'm the daddy of MAGA. Come on, man. Come on, Trumpo. Come on, dog. Come on, man. It's the Greater America Trump. It's the Greater America Project. Trump's taking over the continent. Yeah, it is. Aren't they short enough? Yeah, poor Chinese people. We're literally cutting them in half. They're already 3'5". Okay, they're little people.
Anybody else's idea. I know what MAGA wants better than anybody else.
I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that, dude. I don't know. I think you're getting a lot of pushback on this H1Bs. Again, especially with coming from what JD Vance said earlier this year, talking about how American workers can figure it out. We don't have to hire out. He's like, yeah, we do. We got to hire out. We got to do that.
And MAGA wants to see our country thrive.
Yeah, we do. Okay. But some of us want to live the American dream. Okay. I know some of the people have already lived the American dream and they have the American dream, but to those that don't already have the American dream, that want to have the American dream, are struggling and screaming at you saying, we need to stop importing people to take American jobs and stop importing Chinese students in the STEM field, taking American spaces for these positions, and start recruiting Americans so that Americans have more hope and that the country thrives for years on end. You know, the country, when Donald Trump, dude, when you die, I have to live in this America. Okay. Many of us aren't as old as some of these 80-year-olds. I don't know if they know that, but we have to live in this America. and some of us are worried that real revolution, violent revolution is coming because the older populations decided, we're not going to actually make it better for the younger kids. Let them deal with the debt, all right? Let them deal with the debt. Let them figure it out. They'll figure it out. They'll freaking figure it out. God. He should have stayed home that day instead of doing the interview. I know. Trump should have thought about it for a minute. But I think this is like a very telling thing. Like, there was a part of me that knew Trump felt this way about H1Bs. Like, I knew that. He also talked about, like, in previous debates before he became president, both times, talked about how the H1B scandal and it's such a scam and it takes away American jobs. And then he goes back and says this. It's like, who told you to say that? Do you believe that? Is that truly what you believe? If that's truly what you believe, that's a real problem. But if you're just doing that because people have kind of talked you down to thinking something else, that's depressing, dude. That's freaking depressing. I mean, Steve Bannon hits the nail on the head when it comes to Chinese students, obviously.
This is what you have to do. You have to play hardball and you have to play smash mouth. And if our college system,
Well, you have to play hardball and you have to play smash mouth, okay? Okay, we're going to play hardball and we're also going to play
Somebody once told me the world is going to roll me.
And H1B has taken my job. Shape of an H1B on her forehead. It's true. It's true. I feel like I need to hear that again. Ready?
This is what you have to do. You have to play hardball and you have to play smash mouth.
Is that true?
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest.
Sorry, I had to make a clip. I had to make a little clip, okay? I had to make a clip. Okay, let's listen to it.
This is what you have to do. You have to play hardball and you have to play smash mouth. And if our college system, I don't know what Lutnick, who completely botched the HB1 visa explanation to the President of the United States, I don't understand what he or the Department of Education is explaining to the President of the United States and showing you the math about the college system here. Yes, the foreign students pay more, but if that's just to pay a bunch of tenured professors in these woke universities, because they're all woke except for a handful, to pay their tenured salaries and retirement, no thanks.
Yeah, we do. Okay. This is America, okay? Think of the American dream. You go to college, you learn about gender studies, and you become a tenured professor. You never leave the university. You make hundreds of thousands of dollars prophesying to young children to talk about their genders. Think of how amazing that is. Think of the progress in America that is. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Also, I can't stand people that have bad sound. Like Steve Bannon. I don't know who's doing your sound, dude. Your compression is up so high, it's ridiculous.
Tenured salaries and retirement, no thanks. And if half the system would collapse, you'd let foreign students, number one, let's open it up. Look at the acceptance rates. Let's open it up to American students.
Imagine.
Let's open it up to African Americans, Hispanics,
Imagine.
whites, all of it. If you're a U.S. citizen.
It's like if American students aren't taking these STEM positions in these colleges, maybe our schools can be pressured to teach more about STEM and pressured to turn out better students instead of the crap of students that we push out in today's world. I mean, being in education, working in education, and seeing how we just push kids along even when they're failing, because we got to get them out. We got to get them out. They're getting too old. They can't stay in middle school. These kids, it's not their fault that they're coming out. They can't read. They don't have good math skills. They can't speak well. They can't write well. It's not their fault. It's the teacher's fault. And it's the education system. Maybe we need to pressure that instead of just putting a Band-Aid on to saying like, oh, well, we'll just get Chinese students to do those jobs because American kids are too stupid. No, no. Maybe the only way to actually fix the problem is to feel a little pain from the problem. Isn't that true for all of us in life? When you start to feel a little pain about some of your situations in life, it actually makes you want to change. So if America will never address this situation because they will never feel the pain of that situation until later in life when these kids become violent because they feel nihilistic and they feel like there's no hope in America. It's a wonderful world. It's a wonderful world. When Steve says play Smash Mouth, we play Smash Mouth. That's so true. When they go to STEM, when they get they will go to STEM when they get the funding from STEM and not other corporate interests. Yeah.
Listen, boom, your kid's going to get a shot.
Boom, get a shot, get a vaccine shot.
Guess what?
Chicken butt.
They're just as intelligent, just as hardworking. Just give them a shot. I'd rather give them a shot than somebody from overseas. Hey, full stop.
Yeah.
Does that make me a nativist? Does that make me a xenophobe?
Yes.
It makes it whatever. Hey, if that makes me anything, I don't give a tinker's damn.
Trump taking so many L's lately, it's depressing. I completely agree. And there's new Epstein files that have just been dropped. So far, the Epstein files that I've seen dropped, I don't really know if there's anything much in there. There's a couple of things that are interesting that are like, ooh, that doesn't look too good. But the Epstein files situation is very depressing. What's up, Disco? Learn to code so AI can take your job. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, dude. Exactly, dude. That's why we need kids in like science or something, you know? We need them to do something. It's like at this point, I feel like kids have two routes. It's like either they join the trades or they join politics. Okay.
I care about American citizens. I care about the kids of
a shot of Everclear.
American citizens. I don't care about the Chinese Communist Party. I don't care about the elites of Europe sending their kids here. I just don't. Once every one of those bills, like the HB1s, they can't show any technical expertise the foreigners have. They don't. It's all a scam to suppress and destroy American workers.
I completely agree. It feels like that, at least. It feels like it's an entire scam to just ruin the American culture so that we actually have revolution here. It's like China's like, oh, yeah, we'll send our kids there. Well, they'll get trained up. They'll come back to China and make China better. And it's like, well, we'll just skip that generation. I feel like these kids that went up through like COVID, they just like didn't get taught for a couple years of their life. They stopped their social skills. And now we're like, yeah, we're having H1Bs take your jobs too. Very bleak. Very bleak. Derek says, I went for computer science and saw the writing on the wall. Yeah, that's the problem. See, that's what I'm saying. You wanted to do computer science. You saw the writing on the wall and you decided not to. And so you had like a dream and then you saw it's like these people that are in technology with high skills. They see the writing on the wall with some of these companies and they're like, I guess I can't do that. I got to change and dumb myself down or take a different path as opposed to like dreaming for something better. Hold up, I got to order pizza. All right, cool. All right, there's something also an L, okay? This whole 50-year mortgage thing is crazy. Instead of actually, the housing correction to ever happen, I feel like we're never going to have a housing correction because these people that are all in power, they all have houses and they're like, we can't go through another crash. And it's like this generation is screaming for some sort of crash. There's a new plan that's being proposed that is not official yet, but a new plan of allowing people with low interest rate homes to be able to move their interest rate over to their next home. It's like, who does this help? Okay, there's this new plan that just got dropped, and Yahoo's talking about it, obviously. Finance Yahoo. Bill Plute, the Federal Housing Finance Agency director, says the administration is actively evaluating portable mortgages. And first when I read that, I was like, portable mortgages for portable homes? No. Just days after President Trump's call for 50-year mortgages fell flat with industry and consumers, Plute didn't give any details how the plan would work in his social media post on Wednesday. In theory, a portable mortgage would allow a homeowner to transfer their current mortgage rate from one home to another. How does this help first-time home buyers? God, it's just like, this doesn't help the problem, okay? It doesn't help the problem. It's like, again, you have a plank in your eye. There's this huge issue that the median house owner, the new buyers, the buyers for housing right now for median houses is 67 years old. There's a huge issue. Okay, you have first-time home buyers, average age is 38 right now. Okay, that's an issue. This isn't something to celebrate. You have people, and I'm part of that class. Okay, I'm part of that class that's like still I'm still saving to put on a down payment and all that sorts of thing and live the American dream. There is an issue of 20-year-olds that don't believe the American institution is going to be helpful for them, and they feel very nihilistic and meaningless. They feel like they can't get jobs. They can't get high-paying jobs. They're all going to have to be plumbers, and they don't want to be plumbers, but plumbers pay well. It's like, okay, but for how long? A porta potty mortgage? Calc sounds very difficult. I think Sager puts a nail on the head. He says, boomers simply don't appreciate the radicalizing nature of the last 5 years. For them, it's a blip in their overall decent life. For those in their 20s, it was the time to lay a foundation, to buy a house, to meet a spouse, to have a child. Destroying those years destroys the hope for a decent life. Correct. And people are wondering why these young kids are violent. It's like, why is there school shootings? Why did Charlie Kirk get murdered? Why is there these kids like shooting up little kids in a school? It's like, because they don't care about anything. They feel like completely hopeless. They're not. This younger generation doesn't believe you can build anything anymore. We're just all influencers. It's wonderful, dude. It's freaking wonderful, dude. And speaking of influencers, I can't think of anything better than we have people dancing in front of an ICE facility. God, you know, let's not talk about anything serious anymore, okay? Let's not talk about mortgages. Let's not talk about the H1B issue. Let's not talk about inflation. Let's not talk about people not being able to buy their homes, or the median house age for homeowners to buy a home right now is 67. Let's not talk about that. But let's talk about white women protesting ICE in front of the Portland ICE facility by dancing. At least they're getting out a workout. Oh, I love your shirt. Where'd you get that? It's got holes in it. It's breathable. Oh, I love the pink shorts. Okay, you know, it's like you see all these women and then you see this dude. He's a creeper. Okay? You are a creeper, okay? We know why you're there, bro. And you're putting on your very strong feminine energy. You're like one of those gay guys that kiss women and go and just go, it's okay for me to kiss you, I'm gay. You're like, I don't know if it's okay for you to kiss women. And he's like, don't worry about it, I'm gay. It's nothing to worry about. And you're like, You're not acting gay. You're kind of acting like a creepy straight dude. And he's like, so everything's fine. And and these women are like, oh my God, I've been dreaming about having a gay best friend. It's like my dream. It's like top 10 dream, best dream of my life. Especially this woman in the back, this old boomer in the back. She's like, in my day, we didn't have open gays like this. It's just so refreshing. Do you feel that, ICE? Do you feel that, ICE? You're going to stop deporting people, and you're going to stop it now. Screw ICE. Screw ICE. ICE is lice. Twice as nice. Kiss my ice. Kiss my flies. Vice. Trice. Kice. Nice. God, dude. Also, can we talk about the 80s? What is that, dude? Make it stop. I identify as a homeowner? Congratulations. That must be nice. Rob Max says, I don't own a home because I just smoke. Rob says, I don't own a home because I just smoked weed and chased poontang in my 20s. Is that true? Is that really the reason? I don't own a home because I kept thinking the market was going to crash at some point, and it never did. And I was like, oh, the crash is coming. The crash is coming. I just know it's coming. It just never came. I'm going to come. I haven't hit that button in so long. Olivia Newton funeral, spicy rice. Don't be a barbarian. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. Seriously, thank you for saying that. At least it's a kind of chaotic neutral. That is very true. Speaking of chaotic neutral, finally, so we had Donald Trump talking to Laura Ingraham, and then we have, it's good to see you, Violet. It's been a minute. It's good. We have Treasury Secretary Bessent talking about Donald Trump's visas. I feel like Donald Trump is like the kind of guy that like goes out and says these things, and then people are like, okay, Donald Trump, we got to rein that in. Okay, you can't be just going out and saying these sorts of things. It's really going to piss off your base. You can't just go out and say these sorts of things. And so Scott tries to fix it all with Fox and Friends this morning.
There's 20, 30 years, we have offshore precision manufacturing jobs. And the president's point here is, we can't snap our fingers and say, you're going to learn how to build ships overnight. We want to bring semiconductor industry back to the U.S. There are going to be big facilities in Arizona.
Where are you looking?
I think the president's vision here is to bring in overseas workers where these jobs went.
Who have skills.
Who have the skills.
Okay.
3, 5, 7 years to train the U.S. workers. Then they can.
Yeah, 3, 5 to 7 years to train U.S. workers. Yeah, do you believe that for a second, dude? Yeah, ask people in the tech space what they think about training and being trained or training H1Bs. Yeah. Do you think they trust that at all? No. I feel like, okay, if this is true, that's a great thing, okay? If these companies are coming here to train Americans so that Americans can do better, that's a great thing. But excuse me for being a pessimist. I think they're just coming here, working in American shores, getting insane tax breaks, and then just going to leave eventually when the tax breaks run out. Call me a pessimist, but if it's different. Fool me once, shame on you. Look, even my man here is like, is that what you're saying to me? Is that what you were saying? Oh, Rob and Jess, are you guys married? Holy crap, dude, that's great.
Can go home. The U.S. workers fully take over.
So do you understand the concern that people have? Hey, an American could have that job. Why?
Disco's Puss says, I can train a student in Aryan medicine. Unbelievable.
I can give it to a guy
but an American can't have that job.
So it's specific skills.
Because we haven't built ships in the U.S. for years. We haven't built semiconductors. So this idea of overseas part.
I thought Biden was supposed to put a chip bill in somewhere. Are we not building semiconductors here?
Partners coming in, teaching American workers, then returning home. That's a home run.
Gotcha. Secretary, thanks so much.
Okay. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. But, you know, that interview with Laura Ingraham wasn't all bad. Okay. Don't listen to these MAGA freak influencers that talked so negatively about it all. Okay. Some of it was good. Laura Ingraham got a chance to check out the White House and talk about the gold. Even she couldn't believe how real the gold was in the White House.
Another one thing with gold.
Why not
You
silver?
you can't imitate gold, real gold.
Yeah, you can. You can imitate real gold, okay? How do you think I bought my first ring? It was Walmart fake plated gold. And she didn't even know. What an idiot.
You can't imitate gold, real gold. There's no paint that imitates
So
gold.
these aren't like from Home Depot or something?
No, this is not Home Depot stuff.
You can't get gold in Home Depot. Have you ever been to Home Depot?
No, not stuff you buy.
This is not Home Depot.
What if he did? What if Donald Trump literally went to Home Depot and decorated the White House with Home Depot? That would be like the most dude president move I've ever seen in my life. Donald Trump's like, look, I know people decorate their house by like Wayfair or Amazon or Crate and Barrel, these sorts of places. I'm going to decorate the White House with Home Depot. We're going to have a bunch of Home Depot bros come in and decorate this freaking place, dude. As somebody who's a coffee lover, though, on the positive note, I've been noticing coffee prices have been going up, and that grinds my gears. Because look, everyone has their little addictions, okay? People have addictions. Some people have addictions to fentanyl. Some people have addictions to alcohol. Some people have addictions to really bad things, okay? My greatest addiction is my coffee intake. Okay, I drink way too much coffee. It makes me tired, and I know that. But I enjoy it, okay? It's one of the finer things in life. Sometimes you just got to take the edge off in life because life can be a lot, you know, especially these days. I love when people say that. Isn't it just so crazy out there? I'm like, what has been crazier today versus like 10 years ago? And they're like, I don't know. It just feels crazy. Okay, cool. Donald Trump says he's going to take tariffs off of coffee, which is news to my ears because daddy needs his coffee. There's no such thing as American coffee, okay? Except for those freaks that drink New Mexican bean coffee, okay? Those beans in New Mexico are disgusting. Okay, you're not gonna, those pinon beans, absolutely not. Throw that away. It's disgusting. Folgers is off the chain now. I buy it anyways. Dude, I bet Folgers isn't bad. I think I've been, pooping on Folgers for too long. I need to bring Folgers back in my life. Home Depot is my favorite place to shop. It's actually not a bad shopping experience. Usually people are really nice in there. I'm addicted to Papadiyams and biryani. Okay, are you Indian? If I had a significant amount of money, Home Depot would be my favorite too. That is true. Home Depot ain't cheap. Okay, maybe he went to Lowe's. He's like, Home Depot. This is built by Lowe's. Okay, we're Lowe's people here in the White House.
Wouldn't want to say because that gives that person an immediate boost. It's like when they say, "Are you going to attack Venezuela? Are you going to attack this one? Are you going to attack?" Yeah. I say, I'm not going to tell you whether or not I am, so I don't want to really give you. But
coffee is gross. You're gross.
I think we are doing phenomenally well. This is the greatest economy we've ever had.
Okay.
Their talking points, of course they're high, of course they're high. By the way, the only thing is beef. Beef.
Coffee.
Is a little high because the ranchers.
Dude. That's when you know an addict when you see one, dude. Laura Ingraham, he's like, the only thing that's going up is beef. And she's like, coffee. Like those of us that are addicts, okay, with coffee, we know the prices. Okay, we pay very close attention to the prices, especially addicts like me who have a high quality and high standard for my coffee. Okay, I'm doing single origin, single roast kind of coffee or small batch roast, great coffee. I need that. Okay. I don't want the crap. Laura Ingram's like, yeah, but what about coffee? Mama needs her fix. I didn't like Laura Ingraham until after this interview. And now she's like speaking my love language. Laura Ingraham might be the greatest thing on Fox News. And I didn't even know that. She's right though. No, she's 100% right. Coffee is the only brown bean I take.
We are doing phenomenally well. This is the greatest economy we've ever had. Their talking points, oh, costs are high, costs are high. By the way, the only thing is beef. Beef.
Coffee.
Is a little high because the ranchers are doing great. Coffee. Coffee, we're going to lower some tariffs. We're going to have some coffee come in. We're going to take...
When she said coffee, you could just see Trump like, what you talking about, Willis? What you mean coffee? What you mean? Why are you saying coffee like that? He's like, oh yeah, coffee. Oh yeah, there's that too. Trump doesn't drink anything, okay? Maybe that's why he's such a phenomenon when it comes to energy. Those of us that need coffee, we have low energy. We have low T. We need our coffee. I'm at work. I'm so ready to go home and drink some coffee. See, Jess, we're addicts, okay? Somebody just mentions coffee. Somebody says coffee. It's like, oh yeah, I could go for a cup of coffee right now. I could go for a cup of coffee. It could be like 9 p.m. at night. It's like, oh yeah, that sounds like really good. I could go for a cup. Matcha's super cheap right now. You would be drinking matcha, dude. Are you sure you're not drinking like Darjeeling tea or what other black teas do Indians drink? I forget. What is it? It's escaping me.
Beef.
Coffee.
Is a little high because the ranchers are doing great. Coffee. Coffee, we're going to lower some tariffs. We're going to have some coffee come in. We're going to take care of all this stuff very quickly, very easily. It's surgical. It's beautiful to watch. But our costs are way lower.
Beautiful.
Now, Walmart came out with a statement that they do every year for many, many decades. And they said that a Thanksgiving meal costs 25% less this Thanksgiving, coming up, think of that, than it did last Thanksgiving under Sleepy Joe Biden.
Is that true? I want that to be true. It's good to hear.
That's a 25.
Because I just know my grocery prices has not gone down significantly enough for me to even notice. If anything, maybe it's gone up, and maybe that's just I'm buying the wrong things or something. I don't. When I hear Republicans talk about grocery prices are going down, I'm like, I don't see that. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? Have you guys noticed grocery prices going down? Because I feel like they haven't. Maybe it's just me. Trump doesn't shop either. He's out of touch. Wonder when the last time he bought his own coffee. Okay, so all these politicians, none of them buy things. And a guy that has that much money, he's not looking at his credit card bill. He's just reading propaganda statements or something. I don't know. I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, dude, because I voted for you. But let's just be real. My grocery prices have not gone. I remember the time when my grocery bill was $100. Now it's $200-$300, and it's it just adds up quickly. And yeah, my grocery bill is a little high because I cook all my meals at home except for one meal. I'll go out on a Friday night and occasionally on a Saturday. And when I do go out to those meals, it's lower class places, diners, drives, and dive kind of places, not high class meals. And so maybe that's why it is. My favorite tea is Assam. I've never had that. It was determined less items. It was determined less items for the same Walmart package with 6 less items and ingredients that are lower tier. Oh, interesting. That's unfortunate.
5% reduction. I think that's right. And if you remember when I first came in, the first 2 days I had a news conference, eggs, they were hitting me with eggs. Eggs had quadrupled in price. And their script.
I think my eggs prices have gone down. I do think that. Not my meat, though.
Screaming at me. I just got here. I didn't know about eggs. And Brooke Rollins, our agricultural commissioner, secretary, did a great job. And now eggs are what they were. We got eggs down. We get it all down. But our prices are much lower. Their line is price is affordability. That's the new word, affordability. It's much less expensive under Trump. And I haven't been here long. 9 months is not a long time.
True.
But look at what I've done to energy. Look at the price of gasoline. Going from $4.50 to $2.50 or $2.70, it's going to be $2 gasoline.
People want affordable.
Well, the economy is my thing, and we have the greatest economy in history.
But are Republicans not selling it enough?
Yes, the Republicans don't talk about it.
Yeah, so they need to do a better job on Capitol Hill of
the Democrats.
Maybe Republicans aren't talking about it because they don't agree with you, bro. Maybe they don't want to get cooked in the comments by talking about it. I don't know. A cup of coffee, what could it cost? Like $10? Oh, God. I could never spend $10 on a cup of coffee. The most I spend is like $6 if I'm going crazy. I had a nice $96 in New York strip to celebrate my new job. Dude, $96 for a New York strip? Holy crap, dude. How? Where did you buy that? That's incredible.
Emotional damage.
That's incredible. $96? God, dude. Was that Wagyu beef? Was that like, what was that, dude? Was that like from Costco where you buy like a 10-pound steak? $96? You must have got it at a steak. You must have got it going out to eat because $96. If you buying it and cooking it at home, can't you cook a steak at home? Okay, what are we doing going out to eat with steaks? Don't you know how to properly prepare steak? What are we doing? Yeah, I went to an awesome steak place. Okay, well that makes sense. At least you did that. I'm happy to hear you did that. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. I might actually go live later tonight.
Emotional damage.
I might actually go live later tonight. It all depends what time I get back from my doctor's visit. Hopefully that'll go well. And then we just come back and I can put together a show real quick and do a show. I think if I do that, it's going to be a fun show. This was a little bit more serious. Why so serious? And so look out for that. I'll try to put it up. If you don't see anything, that's because I'm still at the doctor's office. I have no idea how long this doctor's visit is going to take. Could take 20 minutes, could take an hour. I have no idea. So look out for that. And maybe we'll have some fun tonight. Maybe it'll just be a chill show. Chill, fun show. We'll have a good time. We'll just talk. We'll hang out. But I'm gonna go go to the doctor's office. God, is there anything worse than going to the doctor's office? Like you go in, you show up on time or you show up early, you sit in the waiting room for like 15 minutes, then you go sit in another waiting room, and then they finally come, and then they never apologize. Like, I'm waiting for the day a doctor is like, hey, sorry about all the waiting. I'm slammed. You know, something like that. It's like no other field can you have somebody wait on you longer than they're supposed to and never apologize. Like, that's just not a thing. Shout out to our doctors, though. Thanks for doing the Lord's work. Thanks for doing the Lord's work. Usually a ribeye, though. I'm a ribeye guy, too. It's because we like them fatty. We like them thick. Jess, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, guys. If you don't mind dropping a like and putting a comment at the end of this show, at the bottom of this video, it helps out the algorithms out. I can always tell that the shows that do get more views are because you guys comment, and so that means a lot to me when you do that. Doctors' apps are awesome when the staff flirts with you. Time flies. The staff is flirting with you? Why? You're just that good looking? Good for you. Good for you, Disco, man. Good for you. Some of us ugly people out here, okay?